And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday, August 24th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome Thursday morning. Glad to have you with us for Coleman and Company, and glad to be on the air for Bates Ford. We've got Paul Tubbs here this morning. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back, Ronnie Kelly.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing fine.
Doing good.
Well, we missed you last week.
But I miss being here. I'd rather been here.
All right. But everything's all well, and that's good. And, of course, Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer to trade for anything that don't eat. And you're still doing that, right?
Yeah, we got a couple campers and a side-by-side, a trailer. We had somebody trade in. It was actually kind of a car hauler. So, there again, we trade for anything that don't eat. So, that proves it.
Anybody ever come in and trade a car for one of them campers?
You believe it or not, yeah. We've had that happen, too. We've had a lot of people trade campers for vehicles or cars. They'll trade, and they'll have it sitting in the driveway. But we have had somebody trade a vehicle in on a camper. So, crazier things have happened.
Ronnie, you're back in the swing of things, no doubt.
Back in the swing of things, and we got a great inventory right now. Ford trucks, F-150, we got a good selection. And so if you need to come on down, we got some great interest rates. And also in the 250s, we had about two 250s and we sold them yesterday. So we don't have 250s right now, but we should be some coming in.
Well, for those of us who are not totally familiar, what's the difference? There is a difference between the 150 and the 250.
Correct. You got a half-ton truck, then it's a 250, it's a three-quarter ton. So it'll pull more, it'll tow more. And also, it's a diesel. Sometimes we get gas, we get diesel. And that diesel will pull anything you put behind it almost.
All right. Well, you want to add to that, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, one thing, me and Tony had meetings with Ford, and we're preparing for our new facility. And they sent us our allocation, which is how many cars they're going to be sending us. And we've actually got 10 Super Duties that's coming. They've actually increased our allocation, or the number of vehicles that they allot to us, by an incredible amount. So we should have a really, really good selection of vehicles, new. And we always keep a good selection of pre-owned, but we should have a really good selection of new vehicles in the not too distant future.
A little more pressure on you and the sales staff, Ronnie, to get them out of there.
Well, the new vehicles is a great thing for us because people would trade in the used vehicle. They give us a great selection of used vehicles, and we don't have to go out and try to purchase used vehicles.
Well, we talk about this each week, and you, as I go by your new location, either on Interstate or on Hartman Drive, look over there. It's nearing completion, without a doubt.
It's getting there. Like I said, we got some air conditioner units that's kind of holding us up as far as getting the air. We got temporary air right now, but they were paving. They were doing a bunch of stuff. I went in, they were doing the floors in the inside, the showroom, the shop floors. They're fixing to start putting all of our equipment. So it's just right around the corner. We'll be at 1780 Franklin Road.
And
Ronnie, you're no doubt looking forward to that, and the salespeople at Bates Ford.
Correct. Looking forward to it. I walked in the building and the thing tried to change. I said, man, this is nice. So I like to work with this. So, and a great sales staff. We got a great sales staff. So, and I think we're gonna be in a great situation.
Yeah. And it's coming October 1 or shortly thereafter.
It's more than likely we're going to probably use the month of October to move. So we'll be over there in October, but we'll have to, one of the things I was talking to Tony about is the transition of getting everything over there, vehicles, cars, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you planning a big grand opening?
We are.
At some point.
Yeah, we will have a huge grand opening.
But in the meantime, there's tires, batteries, and oil changes to talk about.
Right, our oil changes $39.95 up to 5 quarts on most vehicles. It's a synthetic blend. Tires, I priced you a set of tires the other day. We meet or beat anybody's price on tires. Same tire, got to be the exact same tire to do that. And also our batteries, $149.95. You're my testament. Your car's still starting. I see it out in the parking lot, so I know your battery I sold you still doing good.
Everything's fine so far, and I think I do need a new set of tires. So
you probably can see the metal through them right now, huh?
I didn't say that.
It's just close, huh?
Well, you try to get all you can out of it.
I figured that.
What about safety?
Well, that's why I'm getting a new set. Safety is number one.
There you go.
Well, we got 30 seconds. Anything you want to say before I let you leave this morning?
Yeah, just come down if you see something that you want. One thing I also want to mention is we are heavily gotten into pickup and delivery, where we'll come get your vehicle and pick it up and service it and bring it back to you. And also we're doing some remote mobile service. I've got a mobile service escape vehicle that will come out. There's certain things we can do. I'm not going to do oil changes off sites. I just don't think that's very, it could get messy. There's certain limitations. You can't do it on parking lots at work and things like that. So we will do, certain repairs, battery, bulbs, things like that, off-site recalls. There's some things we're doing, but we will come get your vehicle, service it, and bring it back to you free of charge.
All right. Well, thank you all for being with us. Let's do it again next Thursday.
Thank you.
All right. That is Paul Tubbs. He's the general manager, and Ronnie Kelly in sales at Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon. The dealer that'll trade for anything and don't eat. 10 minutes after the hour, and my guest this morning is with us from the city of Lebanon. Actually, our Fire Chief Jason Baird is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. It's really nice to see you this morning. I wasn't sure. I knew somebody from the city is supposed to be here, and when I walked in the door and saw you, I thought, well, this is great. You have been, I think, a wonderful guest, and have told us some good stories regarding the fire department and things that are going on there, and keep us updated, of course. And I guess this morning we kind of start out talking about the fair. We talk more about the sheriff's department and the city police out there, but the fire department plays a role too, doesn't it?
We do. We take care of all the arena events. So I'll have a piece of equipment out there, and I'll have up to 6 personnel out there around the arena as we have events out there. And then I also have a UTV, a little side-by-side unit that's got a little 50 to 60 gallon tank of water on it that we drive around in the parking lot. I have 2 people on it too. They're both EMTs, so they can handle medical or anything in the parking lot, and they do any fire suppression as far as a quick attack until we can get another unit in there. So it's been very beneficial to us. The only thing, it doesn't tax us with our equipment too bad, but it does tax our workforce. They work until, I split Saturdays up with 2 shifts, and the rest of the nights they basically leave whenever the thing's shut down. So they're there from about 4 o'clock till 5 till 11 or 12 sometimes, and so it's a long night. And then they have to come. So they're either getting off shift that day or they're coming on shift the next day. So it's quite a few hours they're putting in out there. And then,
but so far, I think things have been pretty calm and serene, haven't they?
Been very smooth. Yeah. Been very smooth so far, and we're thankful for that. We've had some incidents out there. One of the biggest things for us as the week goes on with the fair, the grass and things gets dry. You worry about Cadillac converters starting fires in the parking lots and things like that. And you can look at some footage on YouTube and see county fairs where cars have caught on fire in the parking lot, and it's just it's a mess. But it has been smooth, really smooth. They've got that thing fine tuned, and everybody's got their responsibility. We plan for the fair. We work with Wilson County Emergency Management, and they plan for the fair year round, to be completely honest with you. And so it's well planned, and it goes smooth for us. And but everything so far has been fantastic.
Well, I have the attendance figures. By the way, the second half this morning, we're going to be talking with some people from Wilson County Promotion. I'm not sure who's going to be here, but they promised me they will. But a little bit off again for the Wednesday attendance. It was 34,592, which was 10,253 less than last year. But we still have an increase over last year of 33,284. And total attendance as of last night, 451,634. So a lot of people coming to the fair, and so far so good. I think we've been rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. Sure have. It's gone good so far.
Well, what else is going on with you?
Well, I kind of was thinking about what I wanted to talk about this morning. I kind of want to just let everybody kind of know about some things that happened the last week or two in Mount Juliet. How it affected our workforce, and not just our workforce. Obviously, Mount Juliet's workforce was extremely upset and emotional, and our workforce was rattled, and I know WEMA's was too, and Watertown Fire, everybody in this county that's in the fire service, and even retired firefighters. I had retired firefighters texting me just trying to figure out, what's going on and how can we help and all those type things. And the community came together for what happened last couple Saturdays back. And it's amazing when we all pull together what we can accomplish. And it happens within a matter of minutes. And that whole deal was, it's taken a week and a half even just to kind of get over it, to be honest with you. Because you look at it from the perspective of the firefighters. Every firefighter knows it could have been me. Every commanding officer on the scene thinks I could have commanded that firefighter to go do that task. And so it rattles them too. And but the mayor asked for a briefing when we started getting reports of what was going on, and I told him, and I've told him since then, everything that I've seen or read, we would have done 100% the exact same thing. There was absolutely nothing that they could have done differently. There is an inherited risk with this job, and that's one of those things that 3-story townhouse with a lightning strike looks like possibly. Preliminary reports are saying lightning strike, and it hits the roof. There's no sprinkler system in the roof area. It's because it'll freeze and bust in the wintertime, so it's got to basically burn down to and it was sprinkled. It was a sprinkled building. But by the time it burnt down to the 3rd floor, they had a collapse, and so it basically made it ineffective at that point from that perspective. But a lot of folks didn't know, based on reports I'm reading, did not know that the building was even on fire. So Mount Judah did a fabulous job of getting in social media and saying, if you live at such and such Glass Creek, then your building is on fire, you need to get out. And so it was, a lot of things fell into place. It could have been really, really bad. And it's still bad enough, but it could have been really, really bad.
All right, time for us to take a break. Lebanon Fire Chief Jason Baird is with us here on Coleman and Company, FM 90.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, but 0% financing is going on now until the end of the year. 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We still see that heavy traffic volume trying to get out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County right now, 24 westbound up through the Hickory Hollow area. Watch for a little bit of radar out here this morning in parts of Dixon County down I-40 and also I-40 through the Mount Juliet area. It's pretty saturated right now westbound on Vietnam Vets. And you come past Conference Drive, getting on that ramp there to 65 going southbound. Nash Painting, they service all of Middle Tennessee, and they do a wonderful job. These guys are the top pros in Middle Tennessee. Call Nash Painting or check them out at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, thank you. Here on Thursday morning. Anything else you want to say about the fire? We were just talking during the break here how well that all the fire people, all emergency people actually in Wilson County work together. And I think you were telling me nobody has everything that we have to work together in certain situations like this, or we really need to. And from what you tell me, you really work together well.
We do. I'm proud of that. Probably about as proud of that across the board as far as Wilson County is concerned as anything I do. And I talk to the chiefs at each of the department probably once a week. We share assets. They need something, I help them. And I need something, they help me. And to go back to the Mount Juliet fire a little bit, this firefighter he's a hero because what he did, what he sacrificed is, and he's going to make it. He's got a long road to go, it sounds like, and but something that's not common knowledge in the fire service, and not that that's leading into this, but how we honor our folks in the fire service that if we have an in the line of duty death, what we do is that after the process of everything, they determine, how it happened, how that firefighter died in line of duty, and we develop training drills that goes across the entire nation. And these training drills are the specific situation that firefighter was in, and we train on how to get out of that situation. And that's how we honor our firefighters that die in the line of duty. We've got, and the drills are named after, like we've got a John Nance drill. The Nance drill basically was a firefighter that was on the first floor, fell through to the basement, and could not get back up out of the basement into the first floor. And they tried everything, hose, they put a ladder down there. His situation was where he was trying to climb up the back of the ladder just because he was disoriented down there. And so that Nance drill has gone across the nation, and there's a Denver drill. There's all kind of drills that's named after fallen firefighters, and we train on that specific thing that firefighter died with, and that's to honor that firefighter. And when it starts, it goes across the entire nation, and so it's pretty neat that people wouldn't understand or know that, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them, of those type drills out there. So that is pretty neat. And, and we were talking about Wilson County Emergency Management, Mount Juliet Fire, and Watertown Fire in this county. And when this event happened, there was a sequence of phone calls that took place. I did not wait to call people in to go help them. We went with on-shift personnel. And then we bring in off-duty personnel to man the station where they were at. We backfill it. We immediately go down there. What we did, we basically covered that area for that period of time that they were at the incident, and covered all calls in Mount Juliet, and anything west of Mount Juliet we covered from that perspective. And then we went back this last Thursday, and Mount Juliet asked that some time to debrief their people, pull them all together in one setting, and just talk about it, pray about it, and those type things. And we sent several firefighters. I had 15. We ended up having 12. And we manned every station they had down there. They run 16 personnel, I think, in their daily operations. And we staffed pretty much every position except for the driver's position. They left us a driver, so they'd be familiar with where we're going. And we worked 24 hours down there. And that was an honor for our people. I first got the call, and I'm like, I'm not trying to figure out how am I going to get, 15 people. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cull some folks, because I already knew what was going to happen. And because our people they immerse themselves in it, and this is what they do. They train every single day for this perspective, and then this happens, and you always think it's not going to happen here, but that was a split second that occurred, and they step back and they examine exactly what their responsibility is as far as their job and things like that, and they could see themselves in that firefighter. And we've had some fires in some of our three-story. Our town is littered with those things. There's three-story townhouses all over this town. It would be the exact same circumstance. And I pull from 35 years of experience, but you wouldn't believe how many lightning strike fires we have. You wouldn't think it if, the common folk, because it never happened to you, but we have a ton of lightning strike fires, a lot. And but they did the best they could, and it was an honor for us to come in and help them. And we'd been working together the last few weeks before that Saturday. On that Thursday and Friday before that Saturday, we actually were burning 2 houses, running drills inside. We'd light a room, firefighters go in, extinguish it, come back out. And there's like 4 teams that were rotating the whole time. And we had our training division chief Ryan Fountain did an excellent job coordinating that, and we had our shift. We run 28 on shift, and we were bouncing around 25, 26, and 23 basically out there. So I was proud of that because that was their off-duty days, and we had probably I think somewhere close to 12 to 15 from Wilson County Emergency Management, about the same number from Mount Jewett Fire. And we worked together. It wasn't, if a team went in, it wasn't all 11 firefighters. It'd be a mix of both, or all three. And, it was Rehab 23 came in and fed all the folks, and we burned it all day long. And at the end of the day, we burned it completely down. So it's, in the city, and I say this tongue in cheek or knocking on wood, but we don't see a lot of houses burned to the ground. And
Right.
so, I'm sitting there watching my guys, and I see so many teachable moments in the process of that house burning. And but they're all got their phones out filming and just soaking it all in. And so what we did, we put a drone up. Division Chief Ryan Fountain put a drone up, and he had some cameras set up strategically. And we're going to put all this in our training software, and we're going to come back and look. He was even gauging temperatures inside the structure, in the adjacent rooms, in the hallways going in, and in the rooms themselves. And man, it was wonderful. It was fantastic training. It created the cohesiveness in the county that we needed. And we used to do this a lot. And call volume is which that you can't hardly do things like this anymore. You sure can't do it on shift. But we've got 2 more houses we're going to burn, and we're excited about being able to move forward and do some more of that type training.
Well, you're really explaining well how all this goes. And once upon a time, when we had a lot less people, and I guess a lot less was required of a firefighter, it was sort of considered a cushy job where you sit here and wait for the phone to ring, and it doesn't ring very often. And but it's not like that. And you're training, it sounds like, all the time, and there's so much. It's a more complicated situation now than it was 75 years ago.
Yes, sir. I've got 8 new recruits right now that we've got in the workforce. We're preparing to go to the Fire Academy September the 5th. They'll be gone for 10 weeks to the Fire Academy. I told those guys, you basically come in that first 2 years, then they got 15 weeks of EMT and advanced EMT skills they got to get through. So the first couple of years, there's a ton of training, but after that, that's mixed in with swift water training and extrication training, all those type things. But after that, there's like 10 or 15 to 20 careers within the fire service itself. And it works from an awareness level to a operations level, which almost all our people at operations level. And then if you choose to be this to be your strong suit, or you want to invest your skills into this and make this your trade, we get them up to a technician level. And that allows them to be able to teach our own people, and they get a lot more training from that perspective. And we send them off to specialized training. They come back and incorporate that in our department. And that's cheaper for us as a department because we get taught by our own people, and I don't have to host the class and bring that specialized trainer. And then we do that some too. The EMT and advanced EMT course is taught by WEMA, Wilson County Emergency Management instructors. It's in our building. We've got, I can't remember how many kids we've got in, I think 11 or no, maybe 15. I think it's 15 in it right now. So there's a lot of training, and it's tough. It's firefighting is not for everybody. We used to, like you said, if it wasn't a fire, that fire engine didn't move.
Yeah.
And like that was one of the first things that just shocked me was the fact that we sold a fire engine not long after I came there, and they got out of service in 20 years back then, and it had 21,000 miles on it. And I was like, I can't believe that. and I would love to get 21,000 miles on one of mine in a year now. It's just, I can't get 20 years out of them anymore. Number one, in the grand scheme, if you look at your automobile, the technology that changes within 20 years, the piece of apparatus that rolls out is drastically different after about 10 years, honestly. So, but we try to get 15 years. We go 15 years frontline, and then we do 5 years in reserve status. So we're getting 20, not frontline 20, but we're getting there. And so it is. There's a when I first got to be the chief, it bothers me that I don't create revenue. I'm not for taxation. I'm not for the long arm of the government either, and I understand those things. But I make money, I spend money. That's how I live my life. And fire service is a little different. It's a service position, basically, or service department that we provide for the city constituents. So I'm fighting for every penny I can get my hands on. But I will say this city, in my whole 35 years, has been very good to the fire department. We're on the best apparatus you can buy, best equipment you can have. And the mayor we have now, and the city council that we have now, and our financial commissioner that we have in place now has been very good to us. But it's tough. I mean, I'm trying to develop firefighters to keep market value, and it's hard for me to keep up market value even in my own county right now because it's tough to get firefighters. And what we're seeing is I'll hire a firefighter, and then they would have placed an application in Nashville Metro Fire, Murfreesboro Fire, way before they came to Lebanon. And then I get them here, and I've got them trained, and and that initial, when they sign the paper, I got $11,000 invested in them. And then you get a call from Nashville Fire and say, hey, we pulled your application. Would you be interested? And I've lost some folks. And
that hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the kids had no intention of going there. I mean, initially when they applied, they did. But now they're hired at Lebanon Fire, and then they're, these guys are in their early 20s, and they're trying to make a decision on what's best for them. And those early 20 kids are so hungry, they just want to make tons of calls and all those type things. And the bad thing is for me, as far as management perspective, in 2 years, I've got this kid on paper. He's trained up, and he looks really, really good on paper, and he'll save a department. He can go on a rig immediately. When they hire him, he can go on a rig immediately. So the market's tough. It's really tough.
You don't like to be a training ground.
No, I don't.
And well, you understand that.
Yeah. I like to invest in them. I promise you, when I go through orientation, I go through the interview process, I tell every one of them, I'm looking for a lifer. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Jason, our time is up. You always bring us a lot of good information. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, Coleman.
That's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, so please keep it here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and that regular oil change, $39.95. Up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, $16.73 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We have this heavy traffic now coming through the Mount Juliet area on I-40 westbound, headed towards Hermitage. Still crowded right now out of Rutherford County, 24 westbound, passing Hickory Hollow Parkway, Vale Road. Again, it's just still a slow go at times. This time of the morning, 65 southbound and coming through Millersville as you come through that section of Sumner County. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is on display at the Wilson County Fair. Be sure to stop by and see them and enjoy some of that Princess Hot Chicken. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you thinking about buying a new home? Let AG & Johnson assist you with your new home search. From the first-time home buyer to the empty nester, we are experienced in all facets of the home buying process. We will be with you every step of the way. No matter if you are buying, selling, downsizing, or upsizing, we can assist you with your real estate needs. Call us at 615-444-0909 or find us online at agandjohnson.com or Facebook AG & Johnson Realty. AG & Johnson is your community's trusted realty and auction company.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, they will protect you and your family. Call Jeff Lee at 615-443-3849 or stop in and see him at the THW main office, 321 West Main Street in Lebanon.
Dangerous heat and humidity continues to be a part of our forecast. In fact, we're under a heat advisory through late Friday evening. Hot conditions today. Lots of sunshine, high of 98. Heat indices as high as 110. Tonight, mostly clear, back down to around 74. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
We continue on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us. Part 2 of Coleman and Company, beginning with our time with A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction. Helene Cash is with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you. You're going to be doing it by yourself this morning.
I'm flying solo. They're all on
right.
special
But
assignment.
A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction has been around since 1977. They're located at 728 West Main in Lebanon, and their phone number is
615-444-0909.
And that website, which a lot of people go to as well, www.agandjohnson.com. Just what you would expect, I think.
Easy enough. We're open. That way we're open 24 hours a day.
There you go. What you got for us today?
Well, we have a brand new listing here in Lebanon on Old Murfreesboro Road. This house is just neat as a pin. It was built in 1975, single level living. So I wanted to bring that one. It's 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. So if you're looking for something that is single level living, just give us a call. It's on an acre. So
Yeah.
that's a great new listing for us. But more importantly, we are on the other side of the fair, the Wilson County, Tennessee State Fair. I just wanted to bring some highlights for today. It opens at 5 o'clock. And my favorite part is, what is it? Over 450,000 people have come through the gates at the fair.
451, 634.
So basically, 500,000 people
Uh-huh.
have come through the gates here in Wilson County. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we still have 3 more nights. I
Yes,
am
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I am impressed. 500,000 people have come through the gates here in Wilson County. Seriously,
Well, that's a lot of people. But,
that's pretty impressive.
yeah.
And to say calmly and smoothly and without incident, I'm impressed. And I want to say thank you.
Well, what about your presence at the fair?
It's been low key this year. It just has been. I've been out there. I do a lot through Extension and FCE for the expo, for the exhibits in the expo building. That's my heart. I love it out there with my FCE women, my partners. But this year for me, I've been a little bit more low key than I have in the past. I've been out there. I've enjoyed yesterday morning was the farmer's breakfast. We had the ham breakfast earlier in the week. We had the old timers breakfast. I think I'm done with my breakfast. There might be a luncheon here this week. I have a few more of those. And then Sunday, taking down the exhibits. So that's this year, it's been a little bit quieter for me. But next year, again, hopefully I'll get back to normal. But today, gates open at 5. We have an open dairy cattle show, an open breeding sheep show, the doll parade pageant, Division 2. This sounds like fun. The battery power ride toy race. Doesn't that sound like fun? Yeah. And then there's the pedal push tractor pull ride toys. I don't know what that is, but I think somebody's going to have fun there. There's an old time spelling bee and the school spirit jam. So I think all the high school kids are going to have fun there. And a 4-wheeler rodeo.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. So everyone come out. But again, 500,000 people, just about 500,000 people have passed through those gates. We have 3 days to go. There's still so much more time to get out there. But Monday night, first ever farm to table dinner. Were you out there? My friends were there having a good time.
No, I did not make it Monday. I had another engagement.
So I was on the other side of the fair over at the CDOC Boys having a good time listening to live music while other friends were on the other side having farm to table dinner. That was the first ever. Can't wait to have those extensively more year after year. If you haven't been out there into the expo building and seeing all the exhibits, that's air conditioned. But then you can scoot over to the Made in Tennessee building and see everything made in Tennessee. Look at the floor. You can see all 95 counties, great air conditioned building. And then you can go over to the 4-H building. All these new buildings, it's the year of the corn. We're awfully corny. But you can learn all about the corn and all the 4,000 different things that corn goes into when you're out there. Pick TN building in the Turner Evans building. That's a mouthful. Turner Evans building, pick TN, go through it and see what the best of the, not the best, but some of the most prominent pick TN items are in that building. It's so much fun. The partnership between Wilson County and the Tennessee State Fair has to offer out there. It just keeps getting better. So go experience it. And 63, 64 rides, hit the Midway.
You've done your homework.
I've had a good time. Coleman, I just wanted to talk about our fair. We have a great time. 500,000 people. So, but don't forget, A.G. & Johnson has been your real estate choice since 1977.
That's right. And whether it's any kind of real estate.
Any kind of
you're
real
involved
estate.
in, auctions.
Auctions, if you upsize, downsize, if it's vacation home, private home, we're here for you. We have an agent for you. You can give us a call at 615-444-0909.
All right. And that website again, www.agandjohnson.com. Thank you, Helene. We'll
Thank
see
you,
next
Coleman.
week.
Have a
All
great
right.
week.
Helene, Singer Cash, A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main in Lebanon. We are about 21 and a half minutes away from the 8 o'clock hour. Well, we've already talked a lot about the fair with Helene, but we're going to talk more now. I have Terry and Helen McPeak here this morning. Helen, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. It's so good to be here this morning.
It's nice to have you. And Terry, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. You have been part of the fair for probably, I'm guessing, longer than Helen has. Maybe, or maybe you started together, but I don't know. But
no, I started first, and I can't even tell you how long I've been there. But Helen came a little bit later.
But she's moved on up.
She has. Yes.
You are, I guess you're employed by Wilson County Promotions, is that right? And I'm supposed to know your title. I didn't write it down.
Executive Director.
Yes, Executive Director, and that means you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, without a doubt.
Yes, we do, but I have got a great 10-member executive committee member, and they are hands-on and action people. So they are the ones that make all of these committees work, and the committee chairs answer to them. It makes my life a little bit easier. So,
well, Terry, how did it start with you? I know you're on the executive board of Wilson County Promotions, but I don't know whether you always have been or not. But you've come a long way too from the beginning.
I have. I was at church one Sunday, and a friend of mine asked me if I would come and help him sell tickets at the fair, and I did. And Hale Moss was an old ag teacher of mine, and he saw me, and you need to come back next year. And then they gave me some responsibility and more responsibility, and the next thing you know, I'm a volunteer at the fair year after year. And Helen started out saying, "Why do you do this?" And then when she got involved, I'm asking her, "Why do you do this?" So we've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I want to tell everybody. I remember a time or two when it would be time for the great giveaway on Tuesday night, and I needed something in front of me to hold all the information, and you would always get me some sort of lectern or stand or something out there, and I've always appreciated that.
Well, you're welcome.
Right. But the attendance last two nights has been a little bit less than last year, Helen, and I think we can probably blame that on it's been hot. I mean, let's face it. There are a lot of air-conditioned places out there, and I've frequented a bunch of them. But when you get outside, there's no lying about it. It's pretty hot, but it's still a great fair.
Oh, I am so pleased. It has been a wonderful fair. It's been a good week in Wilson County and the entire state of Tennessee.
Well, you have this FFA and 4-H, I believe, is involved in it too, and a ham breakfast on Monday morning, and people come from all over the state for that and have for, I guess this is the third year, I believe.
That is right. And of course, I think they are celebrating their 9th FFA ham breakfast. But something else that people may not be aware of was the 4-H picnic that was held on Friday. For the 4-H alumni. Mm-hmm. That was well attended this year, and we had a trolley ride afterwards so they could see the fair. The State Perishable Building. Coleman, if you have not been in the Hay and Field Crop Building that is at what we say the east of Fiddler's Grove, it is air conditioned, and when you walk in there, you can smell the hay. And there's over 1,000 entries. I think there's 1,331 entries of hay and corn and soybeans and tobacco in there.
Went in there day before yesterday. Walked through that. Yes,
it's a pretty special building.
It really, yes,
it really is.
And I was, and one of the good things I really like about a number of the displays you have, you have some. information there. It's easily to read as you pass by, but you can learn a lot about that. And I don't retain all I read, but it's very, very good to read that. And I didn't know that.
Anna Kate Koulis in our office, I had wanted to do more about ag education in our buildings. And so we have stepped it up this year. You will see more things about corn this year, but in there we wanted to focus on the different agriculture crops that we had. And so Anna Kate made that one come true, and she did a great job.
Well, Helene's already told us a lot about what's happening today, and another big day. There's a lot that takes place in the Farm Bureau Expo there, and a couple of pageants last night, I believe a couple more tonight, and most of our younger people have an opportunity to participate, whether it's the baby show or the doll parade or the King of the Fair, I believe it's called, and then the young ladies, 2 or 3 different categories for them, and you've got a lot of volunteers that do the MC work. Matt Griffin was there last night, talked to him a little bit, and I think Andy Brummett still does one, doesn't he?
He does fairs to the fair.
Yeah, and whoever else. Well, you have a lot of people who have done this and got accustomed to it and do a great job.
And also all of the adult and youth exhibits in that building look really, really good. And I appreciate so much our local people entering in those things. And we appreciate all the people that enter in the pageants. And we hope that next year there will be even more. So it is an online registration. It does cut off by the 1st of August, but they can still come that Sunday before the fair to register. Of course, registration now is over, but it's just a good time for everybody to come in and see their youngster that is participating and entering in those pageants. And if you haven't seen it, I hope everybody can come out and see Poppin' Penelope that has created the balloon creation in our hometown USA area, where she's got an 18-foot balloon or Ferris wheel created with all of the animals around it. So that is pretty spectacular.
All right, it's time for us to take a break. We have Terry and Helen McPeak here from the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair this morning, here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, plus 0% financing. It's going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We still see this heavy traffic trying to get up through the Hickory Hollow area as we check it out live on 24 westbound up Pike Bell Road, leaving Rutherford County towards Nashville. It's busy this time of the morning, coming inbound on I-40 through Bellevue, on 40 East, coming through Kingston Springs, and 65 still running slow through Millersville, coming southbound. They are on 65 through that section of Sumner County. Nash Painting services all of Middle Tennessee. Check them out today at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and we got some great deals for you. Ford is offering free pickup and delivery. That's right, free pickup and delivery. If you need your vehicle serviced, give us a call at Bates Ford. We'll come pick it up, service it, and deliver it back to you free of charge. We got $39.95 oil changes, meter beat anybody's price on tires, cheapest battery in town. On the sales side, we've got 0% interest is back. We've got a great new and used inventory on www.tonybatesford.com. That's Bates Ford, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
I do a lot of thinking while I'm driving. I think about my kids, my grandkids, and my insurance business. When's the last time you thought about having your insurance program reviewed? This is John Bryan with THW Insurance. We're an independent, trusted choice insurance agency representing several top-rated insurance companies like Westfield Insurance Company. Give me a call at 615-443-3849 for a no-obligation review of your current insurance plan. THW Insurance Services, serving Lebanon and Wilson County for decades.
And thanks for joining us here on a Thursday morning. If you tuned in late, our guests for part 2, Terry and Helen McPeak. Terry's on the executive board of Wilson County Promotions, putting on the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair, and Helen, of course, is executive director, and it's a year-round job for you, right?
Yes, sir. You know, I am so blessed to get to work at the James E. Ward Agricultural Center for the fair. It's a good place to work, and I count my blessings when I go in there in the mornings.
Well, Terry, you have a role that you play as well as being a member of the executive board. There's some areas that you are responsible for. Livestock, I think, is one of them, right?
That's correct. Coleman, I try to help coordinate and oversee the livestock events at the fair, and we have so many. And
you've done this for a pretty good while, haven't you?
Yes, sir, I have. And our livestock events have gotten so large that we, on our horse shows, we've had to start them actually before the fair opens. And the first couple of weekends before the fair, we started out this year with the barrel race, and it was larger than ever. We had 218 exhibits in the adult part of it, and the youth were 77, and that was just a real big day for us. The next weekend, we did the Jack and Janet Mule Show. That was the largest it had been in a long time. We had 117 exhibits with that. The Youth Horse Show on Sunday was 162 exhibits. And then our livestock, we've had boar goat shows and dairy goat shows, and we just finished up our swine show. That was really big. Numbers were good on that. The youth swine was 188 exhibits, and so to have that many, they auction off the prize hog, and Tosh Farms in West Tennessee, who's a large hog producer in the state, bought that hog. So many things. Today, the dairy show is going on. Yesterday was the junior show, and today is the open dairy show. There's 258 cattle in the barn out there today. If you go by to look at dairy cattle.
Well, how does the weather affect them?
Well, it does some. Of course, it is hot, but we've got fans in the barns to circulate the air. The hog show stepped up their show a little bit this week because of the heat, to try to get it over before the evening heat, so they could. Hogs are affected more by the heat probably than any other animals.
Well, I went through the poultry barn, and it's amazing all the different kinds of fowl, I guess we would call everything from peacocks to roosters and hens and all this. It's amazing what all is there. Yes. But I kind of felt for them in a way, because they look like they are a little bit hot in that cage there, but there's water available.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Well, we consider ourselves the largest outdoor classroom related to agriculture, and it's real important to us that we keep our fair agriculture related, to educate children and adults as well, so we work hard to do that, Coleman.
Well, a ticket to the fair, whether you have a season ticket or buy them each day or whatever, it entitles you to all all the things that are happening out there, and there is so much you can't. There's
That's
no
right.
way you can see all
That's
that.
right, Coleman. You have to come back more than one trip, literally, because, we have Fiddler's Grove and so many things for all ages. We are a fair that from 9 to 90, I've always said.
and of course, we've got a great carnival there, and that's a very popular
Absolutely.
thing, especially with the younger people. And
We've got the oldest family carnival in the United States, and they do a great job for us.
And the representative, Mr. Grimm, I believe that's his name, was out here the other day talking about, I think he brought maybe as many as 5 new rides last year and 2 more this year. And they said the Midway's a very popular place.
Very much so.
We're wondering what's going to happen. I know you are, all of you are, Helen, you especially, and Randall, about what kind of attendance we're going to have, what numbers we're going to have when Saturday night closes. But a lot of people do wait till the last weekend to come to the fair, and the Friday and Saturday's attendance on those last 2 nights are usually astounding, to be honest.
They are. I don't know what the heat will do to us, but we hope that people will come out, but we want people to feel safe and that kind of thing too. So
well, safety. I mean, it's this. I was going through where you're screened. That's just a breeze, really. It's just a metal detector, and you walk on past that, of course, unless there's nothing to it, unless you've got something you shouldn't have, to be honest.
that is the purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, and the clear bag policy, this year, I know it was transition for that this year, but that's all been going very good too, so.
Well, and I think that you've worked on the parking and getting in and out, and it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than some of these auto races that we have. It doesn't take all that long, and you've got shuttles for people if they have to park a good distance away. There's ways to get where you need to go, and especially if you handicapped at all or just can't walk that far, you've taken care of that well.
Well, thank you, and we do encourage people to park satellite parking, and I get all kinds of comments about that. It's the best thing that y'all have done. I spent some time out in the parking lot last night. We've got a new parking company that is helping us this year. Donnie Steed is over them, and we're very pleased with how they're friendly. They're welcoming people in, so they are a good face, the first thing that you come into the fairgrounds. So all of those are good things, and we've got a new cleaning company, and that has worked really good this year. So I'm just very pleased with the behind-the-scenes things.
Well, I've noticed, too, a lot of people seem to, if you see somebody else using the trash receptacles, the trash cans or whatever, not throwing it on the ground, that kind of encourages others, if they were about to take it over to the trash can. It's very clean, and they're doing people are doing a great job. But I think people as a whole are doing a great job and taking pride in keeping the trash off the ground and throwing it where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I've got a great executive committee, and they take care of those things, overseeing that and making sure that happens. And like I say, I can't thank them enough for what they do.
Well, any events? What about Demolition Derby? Is that we got another one coming up?
Yes, Friday and Saturday night. The grandstands will probably be full as they usually are. So that we're looking forward to that.
There is something about that, I don't know what it is, but it just attracts people. They love it, and the grandstands are usually full. If you're having a demolition derby, get to see those cars torn up and put out of commission.
And smoke rising.
Yes. But anything else about the livestock? Are most of those over? We've got
No, we've still got them going on. Hey, the next 3 days we've got the barn full of sheep. More exhibits than we've had with that in quite some time. I've got the numbers here somewhere. The breeding sheep junior show is 440 sheep, and the open show is 515. So there's lots of sheep in the barn this year. These shows just keep growing to the part our barns are just busting at the seams with livestock.
It's spacious. there's a lot to the Ward Ag Center.
Sure
and
is.
we've grown a little bit over the years. The original purchase is small compared to what all we've got now. What about will we see more expansion, or are we big as we're going to get?
No, I think we will. I think we'll grow more, Coleman. We're always looking for ways to expand, and we've got some ideas that may come forward here soon. So I want to mention also, Coleman, our sponsors, our farm equipment displays are larger this year over there in the livestock area than they've ever been. We couldn't do the fair without our sponsors. You know, we got people like Tri-Green, John Deere, and Mount Jewett that furnish us tractors to pull our trolleys, equipment to work around the livestock barns, and Kubota here in Lebanon. I mean, so many things are help put together the fair that behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, but our sponsors are great.
Yeah. And the phone keeps ringing off the wall, doesn't it?
It does. Lots of questions. I've got a lot of good people that are working in the office this week, and that sure does help. Coleman, if you don't mind, if I could do a shout out to a grandson, okay, that was with Terry and I this morning. He was going to come to the radio station. So if Jack is listening, we'd like to give him a good day at the fair.
Right, great. And before we go, I want to mention, I was asked by the Lebanon Senior Citizen Center to remind everybody that they are closed except for carryout. You can get your lunch today and tomorrow. Go pick it up between 11 and 12, but otherwise the center is closed. And as far as I know, we'll be open Monday, but we haven't heard anything directly on that. Well, Helen McPeak, Terry McPeak, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I really appreciate having you here. Husband and wife team doing a great job as part of Wilson County Promotions, and we've got 3 more days at the fair, today, tomorrow, and Saturday through Saturday night. And Helen, you'll have earned a great rest when it's all over, no doubt.
Thank you, Coleman, very, very much.
All right, and Terry, thank you for being with us
absolutely.
as well. That's going to do it for Thursday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a tremendous day.